So welcome. I'll start the meeting with a bit of an overview of what we're talking about, and then we can discuss it. We might, when we talk about it a while, we might get a little intellectual. It might sound complicated, but it's really quite simple. I don't know if you've heard this before, but it's too simple to get, really. This is it. So that's the end of the meeting. Thank you very much. No, really, this is it. But the kicker is this is nothing. As nothing, it's needlessly what it is. It's whole, it's complete, it's perfect. And it's none of those things with an explanation. None of those things are reasonable. It's not a reasonably perfect appearance. It just is. It's not reasonably complete. It just is. Now that wholeness or completeness that this is can also appear as an experience of being a person. And that experience is the experience that everything is happening to me. Everything is separate and happening to me. And that experience hides the reality that this is nothing, perfect and whole. What it doesn't do is make any of those things untrue. It's still true. So so what we're talking about isn't about making this something else or finding something in it. The meeting is actually just about nothing. It doesn't make any difference what appears in that way because it is already whole. Now, I imagine part of the meeting is going to be, and a lot of the questions or some of the questions are going to come from the position, I mean, necessarily in a way, that the individual is real. And what am I going to do about the situation I'm in that I feel like something needs to happen for this to be complete and whole? And that gets kind of to the crux of the situation or the conundrum of the separate experiencer. There is nothing to be done. There is no one to do it. But moreover, there's nothing that could happen that would make this more complete and whole than it is already. So in a very real way, this meeting isn't about you. It has no intention of changing what is. Doesn't mean what is doesn't appear to change. Even the revelation or even liberation is an appearance of change. But nothing actually changes. Nothing actually happens because it's all already nothing. It's all already complete and whole. So if there are still questions after that, we can go into that. All right.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
I just wanted to check in with you on the topic of death.
Yeah.
And what I'm kind of seeing is that the body, all the experience, the only experience I have of the body is picture of it, story of
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
sensation of it.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at death, I saw that the only experience of death I have, or not I mean, this I is, I mean, awareness or whatever it is, this knowingness, is the picture of someone, the body being buried, like put in a whatever, you know,
Mhm.
at the cemetery. And
Yeah.
and the story I have of it, if it's,
Yeah.
you know, that it's a bad thing. And of course, my projection that this was a person and the whole story of the person.
Yeah.
And all the judgments around it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's just, again, the bunch of sensations and interpretations, because you say that it's all appearance. And if you don't
Yeah.
attach story to it, that it is appearance. And the concept of death and life is within duality.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to check with you on. There is no physical body. And there
Oh,
is no physical world.
there's an apparent physical body.
Right, but it cannot be
What it sounds like you've done, it sounds a bit intellectual. It sounds like there's an understanding and I don't know, an extrapolation, you know, a conclusion that
not
from
really.
a position, huh?
No, because
Oh,
I look at the physical as a word, as a concept.
that's
It's
what
a
I mean.
label we attach. It's a label we attach to
That's what I
the.
mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean with understanding.
It's not understanding,
Oh, okay.
because the only experience of physical world we have is the label.
Yeah, that's not true.
Could you say more, please?
Yeah. Well, death, as you say, is just a dead body. And but when there's an experiencer of the body, then there's the idea that I will die. And this isn't about understanding.
No, not really.
I
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's not the dead body, it's the idea or whatever, knowing that there is no body. It
right.
never
Yeah,
existed.
I think what you're talking about is concepts, but that's the way it is.
It's not really concept, it's more being aware
Exactly.
that
That's what I mean. That's a concept.
that
Being aware
that
is another
there's no.
separation.
But how would it look from the ultimate truth?
Well, I couldn't tell you because it didn't seem like there is an ultimate truth. There is absolutely nothing to hold on to or to know about what is. It's not an
But
understanding. Hmm?
yes, and I think I'm talking about not the ultimate from the position of ultimate truth where there's nothing there at all. More like from the position of there is consciousness and awareness of something.
Yeah, that's separation. Yeah.
Mhm. But from that level, would you agree that bodies don't exist?
Well, they apparently exist.
Mhm. But there is no such thing as physical.
Well, there's an apparent physical.
Apparently, it means it doesn't exist, because anything that, if there is a story, it means it comes from interpretation.
A story is an interpretation, that's true. But a body isn't a story. A body is just simply a body. It's nothing bodying.
I think I'm not quite clear about this, but I
Yeah.
think it's okay because I don't want to take more time.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jim.
Elena. Hi, Alice. Oops, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Now it's better.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Through a series of what seems some pretty serious events, I noticed that it feels like I shut down my heart. I find it hard to really feel, to cry, and some of those things. And I'm wondering if
Mhm.
if it's necessary.
No,
Okay.
no, it's already done. What's longed for is already done. There's an illusion that something needs to happen, but that it can never happen because it's already done. There are no conditions. That's kind of the whole point, is it is already done unconditionally.
Well, I feel like while it's done, I feel I can't really live a full life because this seems to be blocking somehow.
Yeah, but this isn't about living a full life. It's not really about anything. We're not talking about getting better or becoming. The individual has part of the experience, part of its explanation of the incompleteness that it experiences, that something needs to happen. And so it lives in a world of becoming a better person, of opening its heart or accepting its mother or being whatever, has all these ideas and concepts about how to become a better person, with the idea that once it becomes a better person, it will find what it feels is missing. It doesn't happen. It has nothing to do with you. There isn't a you for it to do with. It's an illusion.
Thank you. That's so helpful.
Thanks, Alice. Hi, Dahlia. Sorry.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
I wanted to share something I have noticed. It's that when I exist, it goes automatically with the fact that I'm aware of it.
Yeah, same thing.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's they arise automatically.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Is it?
Oh yeah, being aware is the same thing as being I am.
Okay.
Nothing to go, nowhere to go.
Yeah, but it's unavoidable. I mean,
I know.
and then of course everything sprouts,
Yeah.
elsewhere and sometime and me and others.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it's just.
I'm not sure, but it's the same thing.
No. But I exist.
Well, you don't.
No. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
what I mean is, I'm aware that I am. There's someone.
Yeah.
But it seems that there is two.
Yeah, that's the dream.
It seems.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Okay. Okay. But it's not that they both arise at the same.
Oh, it's the same thing. They don't arise at the same time. They're not two things arising at the same time. I am is the experience of being aware.
So you mean that if I'm aware of speaking, for instance, is that I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's simply nothing speaking.
No, but from this point of view,
Yeah.
because I am aware of, this apparently
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah.
So because I'm aware, I'm speaking, I exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I thought it was I'm aware of speaking, but it requires that I'm aware of myself. So that I could be aware, because I am aware of myself, I am aware of something else, which means I'm aware of myself is not the same as I am, and I'm aware of you, for
No, it
instance.
is. It is. It's all the same energy. Awareness, I am, separation. It's all the same illusory experience. There's no one aware. There's no awareness without.
No,
something.
that I got somehow, yeah, I just agree. So separation, just to make stems from that position, aware position,
Yeah.
and it's always has to maintain this position. I mean,
Yeah.
it does it automatically. I mean,
That's right.
and it's ongoing process of having a position, less, more, whatever quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I exist only when I'm aware of myself, but you say it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Oh, wow. This is well, I have to just
Okay. All
just
right.
let me. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you. Hey, Rye.
Hey there, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, well, hello from Milan. It's my first time in Europe
Oh,
myself.
right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't have a question, but my buddy Daniel here might have one. Anything coming up?
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Daniel. Hey.
I was just going to say, first, thanks for the introduction, because it got me thinking a lot about reality and nothingness. And my question was, I was wondering if everything is fundamentally nothingness, and
Yeah.
there is nothing that happens and everything is already perfect and whole, why is there then nonetheless the appearance of a something? In the sense of, it had me thinking, is there not then something given within that nothingness that somehow is producing the appearance of a something? Is there not
Yeah.
then some sort of split
No,
within
because
that?
No, because it's all nothing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And there is no split. There is no, even the appearance of a something
Totally.
is just a nothing.
It's just nothing. Yeah. And I don't know if this matters, but it's not like there's a source of nothing or that it's separate from nothing. It is literally nothing. Everything that appears is literally nothing.
And it feels that this is difficult to appraise on a purely intellectual and
Impossible.
cognitive.
It doesn't even make sense. It
level.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You can understand it. I think the concepts are fairly simple. It can be understood,
Yeah.
but the complication comes in because the individual wants to make sense of it, which means to have the experience of it. And it can't be. It's not an experience. It doesn't make sense.
So then it has to be experienced in another way.
Well, it's not experience, yes. It's only true if it's true. Otherwise, it's a concept.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you, Rai.
See ya.
Yeah.
Hello, the natural William.
Hi, Jim.
Hey,
I'm in a state of absolute panic and terror.
yeah.
I don't know if you can remember this, but when we were talking in London on the break on the Sunday, I said to you, I've been in defense for that whole meeting. And you said, I think you really don't want to die.
Yeah.
And then when we were in the queue to get the teas and the coffees and that, I said to you, do you think it's because I have a particularly strong need for control? And you didn't give a straight answer. You just said, well, it could have something to do with control, but it was kind of like you weren't really certain. I realized shortly afterwards what it is. It's the fear of being ordinary and not special.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to die.
Mm.
But anyway, this is what I was going to say. So you said before that the individual is just a bundle of false claims about what this is.
Yeah.
So there's no reality to any of those claims.
There's no reality to anything. Not
Well,
this conversation, nothing.
Not this
Not
conversation.
computer or, no. No, it's just an appearance of nothing.
Well, what I was going to ask about that bundle of false claims that the individual is about what this is
Yeah.
what seems to happen here is, for me anyway, it just gets wiped away. The false claims get diminished.
Yeah.
So in the introduction, when you're saying stuff about perfection and it's already done,
Yeah.
of course, that's not my experience because I still feel like I'm separate.
No, it's not mine either.
No.
It's not an experience. No one gets it. It's not separate. It's exactly what is. That's nothing. That's the nothing that's longed for. It's exactly what seems to be happening. It's not dependent upon seems to be happening, but it is what seems to be happening. There isn't any dependence because there's nothing separate from what's happening.
So at some point, all those claims that this isn't already perfection and isn't already done, they just vanish.
Yeah, never were.
Never were.
Never were. It's an illusion.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thanks, William. Hi, Gabor.
Ciao. Good to see you.
And you?
I think this will be more a sharing. I don't know if I will have question. So I want to talk a bit about the person, the psychotherapy, and versus this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently, I'm in. I go to psychotherapy, and
So
I started to.
do you mind if I just say there's no versus this?
Let me think.
Yeah. It's all nothing. So nothing can appear as going to psychotherapy. Nothing can appear as psychotherapy helping.
Again?
Nothing can appear as it appears as anything.
Mm-hmm.
But what can't happen is they're getting it closer or further away to what's longed for. There's nothing right or wrong with having a better experience.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
psychotherapy can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, better experience. It's about that. I used another expression for myself, like I have the curiosity to experience this physicality more fully or
Yeah.
deeply, and in
Yeah.
this way psychotherapy can help.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again and again, I doubt that I just pull how to say, like pull or push myself more into this deep darkness, what I personally experienced with this
Yeah.
person going through
Yeah.
psychotherapy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, psychotherapy is all about me.
Sure, yeah, that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
But you aren't doing it. There isn't anyone doing anything. There's just psychotherapy apparently happening. No one does looking for a better experience. There's just the separate experience looking for a better experience, but no one does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That-
whole. It's just one whole. It's one whole apparent movement. There isn't anything separate acting on it. That separate acting on it is the illusion.
Mm. For now, that gives me lightness.
Oh, yay. That wasn't my intention, though.
Sorry?
That wasn't my intention.
Hmm.
Thanks, Gabor.
Thank you for it now. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Hi, Floyd.
Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Yeah. So, like, there is a notion, I live in India. So, there is a notion that there is some kind of spiritual journey. And then at some point, I realized that there is not really a journey. And I started, understanding or whatever, just getting into Advaita, going to Tiruvannamalai and things like that. But there is still this idea, what is this thing called sadhana or spiritual practice or something you do to get somewhere? So is it irrelevant, or what is it as per your perspective?
Entertainment.
So is it like you see it as a way of spending time, just like someone is watching football?
Yeah. Well, in the
And
end,
maybe-
it's looking for a better experience. The individual, that illusion of being a person, part of that is the conviction that what's longed for has to do with it. That finding has to do with what it does, with its story. It is completely, this message is completely unacceptable to that separate experience because it wants to be a part of, it wants to know wholeness. The unacceptable part of it is that it's already whole. There is no wholeness to find. That can't be accepted because there isn't anyone to accept it. It's not separate.
Yeah. But then this apparent figure here feels maybe he's not doing something, he's sort of, become
well, the experience of separation is one that something needs to happen.
Yeah.
The idea that it's already done is unacceptable.
What do you mean when you say it's already done?
It's already done. What's longed for? What's longed for wholeness or not to-ness it's already done. It's never not done, which is also unacceptable for the individual. It's not in relationship to the individual. It appears as the illusion of being separate. That's wholeness as well. There isn't anything else other than nothing appearing.
So you leave the person without prescription, the patient.
Oh, complete. Well, but it's not that I do. It's just that there isn't one. The prescription would only function if there were separation. If there were an intelligence that moves from being an individual into not two-ness. If that were possible, then there would necessarily be a prescription and hope and effort, and certain people could do it and certain people couldn't. But where this comes from is that there isn't any prescription because there actually isn't an individual. There isn't any separation. What's longed for is already done. So there couldn't possibly be a prescription.
And the last thing I'll ask you, let's say I go to Ramana Ashram in Tiruvannamalai or something, I get an impression that, okay, that thing is all, that wholeness is already there. So now sit and enjoy that wholeness, you know, in meditation.
Who's going to enjoy it?
Yeah. So the enjoyment is also a sensual experience.
Their experience is an illusion. Experience is separation. This isn't, we're not talking about a new feeling or a better feeling or a better experience. It's that everything that appears is already that.
And then I can show off to others that I'm more spiritual.
You can be happier than other people and be special. You can put on a really nice hat, a funny hat, and get on a throne and tell people about how to become happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's ordinary. It's simple.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Mhm. Hi, Moira.
I can't find you. Can you hear me?
I can. You disappeared, but I can hear
I've
you.
disappeared.
There you are.
I can't see you.
Oh, should I
I know.
dance? Oh, I don't
I've
see
tried
me
to
either. I wonder
find
what
you.
happened.
I don't know.
Huh.
I can't get you to come up.
Oh, there I am. I see it. Yep, there's an image.
I can't see you though,
That
so
doesn't matter.
don't know. I think it says something in the introduction, which was something I kind of like wondered whether that is how it is, because you seem to have, or there seems to be this thing where everybody's waiting for this thing to happen.
Yeah.
Liberation, right?
Yeah.
You said in the introduction that it's an appearance, just like any other appearance, yeah?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a bit of a I don't know, throw some light on it in a way. And all other appearances appear to change, so that appears there's change, but really nothing does.
No.
That's right. Have I got that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But for the separate individual and the illusion, the end of the illusion is different, and that part of the end of the illusion is that it never happened.
Sorry, what did you just say there? Say that. I didn't hear what you said about something.
Part of the end of the illusion of separation is that it never happened. There never is or was a me.
And that's different. You said that's different.
That's different in that yesterday wasn't an illusion. It's just an appearance.
Yeah, like yesterday didn't turn out to have never happened.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
although it didn't, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I won't go down that rabbit hole.
Nor is this really happening.
Yeah, I'm not. Nothing's actually happening in my brain when you say that. I don't know why. It's not very even bother.
Right. It doesn't make sense. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to cognize about it.
I'm not going to be gone there again. Yeah. But okay, right. Well, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure that's what you said at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, thanks, Moira.
Okay, I don't know how to turn me off now.
Oh, I
No,
got it.
you
I
got
got
it?
it.
Okay.
Yep, I got it. Thanks.
All right. Okay.
Ooh. RA, you'll have to help me with that.
Hey, it's REA.
Hey,
we talked-
RA.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
We actually talked on the phone, I think a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you'll remember, we talked a little about Judaism. And one of the things that you said to me was that there's no higher power. And I
Yeah.
was wondering about, because, when you say there's no, that, so you say there's no me or there's no soul, you might say there's no table, right? You would say there's no table here.
No,
But
I wouldn't.
there is a table here?
Well, it's nothing being a table.
But so then could there be nothing being a God?
Yes, a God, yeah, but it's a story. God is a story. It's still part of the appearance. In the appearance, there can appear to be levels and ideas and God realization, but it's still nothing appearing as that.
Okay, but that's quite interesting. If there is, for example, the appearance of something like God,
Yeah.
that seems like a worthwhile thing to look for or talk to.
Well, for the individual, because it feels like it would be somehow elevated or important. Yeah.
The individual feels like it can be elevated.
Yeah, the individual feels that. And it's looking for something.
Right.
And God sounds like a really good thing to look for.
Well, it seems like a solution to a problem.
Yeah,
Like-
well, that's the biggest problem for the separate individual is there isn't a problem. It can't do anything with that. That's unacceptable to it. Just in the same way that this is already done is unacceptable to it. Because it feels like it has to be done for it, for me, and it never will be.
Okay. Okay, but there are things that help to have a better experience, and having a better experience
Definitely.
is nice, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's just
Yeah.
limited. So I have two words. There's one satisfaction and one fulfillment. The individual lives in satisfaction, which is temporary. It's getting and losing, having and wanting to repeat. It's never fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't have anything to do with getting. And what's longed for is fulfillment. But what's lived in as a separate individual is satisfaction.
How does fulfillment feel as compared to satisfaction?
It doesn't. It's not an experience.
Okay, I mean that's so like when we talked on the phone a couple of weeks ago, it was very upsetting. I was very scared and in despair for a couple of days, but then something seemed to give way, and there was a sense of what I would call contentment or a feeling of
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, what can happen when doing conversations like this, there's often a lot of beliefs held by the individual about what this appearance is. And there's a lot of emotional investment often in beliefs. And having a discussion like this or listening to this can undermine some of those beliefs. And that can be frightening and uncomfortable. But of course, the beliefs as well as the experience of separation is sort of like a straitjacket. It's sort of like a tension of trying to become. And so the release of those beliefs can be a relief.
Right.
Contentment can come out of that. But I'll have to say that losing beliefs is still superficial compared to what we're talking about.
Okay. Just what you just mentioned tension.
Yeah.
There is this, like you said, like a straitjacket, or like I had a sense this week that the shape it felt like a shapely self. It was like a prison. It was like
it is.
I can't get out of it. But then I was thinking, who's trying to get out
You
of
are
it?
it. Oh, it's the same.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's still very frustrating though. There's a sense of frustration.
Yeah. Oh, it's an awful message. In some ways, it's awful because it undermines, if it's heard, it undermines the entire experience of being separate and the sense that I have something I have hope.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it undermines that whole sense of hope.
And there's nothing to be done.
This isn't about not doing anything or doing something. It's that there isn't anyone. So doing happens as long as doing happens, or it doesn't. It's not about what happens. It's that there isn't anyone.
But there's seems to be a character, like there's a Jim and like
Yeah.
I
And
interact.
no one does it. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean.
No one does it.
Happens or it doesn't. Yeah.
So like as we're talking now, there's a sense of lightness or profundity, like maybe that what you're saying is very profound. Is it profound?
In a sense, you could say it's profound, but that's only an experience of the individual, of something that it can't get a hold of.
Right. Okay. Well, so I'm feeling self-conscious now because there's 140 people listening to this. But then I was thinking, maybe there's no one listening.
There aren't any people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll give someone else a shot. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Hey, Rowan.
Hey, Jim. Hi again. I think I raised my hand because to ask you a question about what you were describing as truth.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. So I was just, could you re-express that, or?
Oh, I can't remember, but
No,
I wouldn't say there was a truth.
No, exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah, but that there is. I mean, truth is only relative to a person.
Well, for me, the reason truth doesn't fit is it seems like a fixed reality. The truth, a fixed, knowable or knowing of the truth.
Yeah.
That to me, it doesn't touch what we're talking about.
Yeah, got you. Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Casey.
Hey, Jim, thanks for taking my call. So Jim, my question is from the point of view, again, the struggle of this apparent I to get the message which it cannot get, or the apparent struggle of this I. So when I see this is happening, which is Zoom Newman here, and Zoom Newman is also the claim of the Newman who is giving this message. But from which perspective Zoom Newman, or simply this, or Jim Newman, like where is that message coming from? Because Jim Newman can never get this message.
Nothing. It's the same as where the question comes from. There isn't any separation.
Right, but like as the Casey, right? He feels that he can never get this because by definition of this message, he can never get it.
No, there's something here. There's nothing here that feels like it can never get it, but there isn't anything here that got it.
But still, Jim Newman is speaking from a point of view, a perspective, which appears to Casey like Jim got it.
But if you say it like that, you say that Jim Newman is speaking from a perspective, that's the sense that there's someone here that got it. There's a perspective to get that isn't happening there. That doesn't happen. It's the same no perspective here as it is there. It's the same no perspective. There's no difference. If there is a difference, there's an addition there that there's something that needs to be gotten.
Right.
That's not happening.
And that difference, that like for Casey, that something needs to happen, does that not exist for him?
But it's not an addition. It's a loss. It's the individual's looking to add something. There's nothing added here. And so what we're talking about is a loss, and the individual feels like it needs to be a gain. So it hears what we're talking about as though Jim got something, rather than there never was a Jim.
So that collapse of identity, or the loss of Jim,
which doesn't really happen. Which doesn't really happen. It doesn't really happen. As I said, it's already not two. So there's nothing going to happen to make it not two. It's unacceptable for the individual.
I kind of get it that, like, again,
Yeah.
this is the struggle of me trying to get something that it'll never get.
That's it.
And then the follow-up question on this is, so Tony Parson, he gives the similar message, but
Yeah.
he kind of gives a concession that, you know, nothing can be got
No, he
from
doesn't.
this. But there is an energy in these meetings which can help, and you don't even give that concession. So,
Well, it's not a concession. It's just a description of what seems to happen.
right. So why this meeting then, right? It's basically what is it for Jim? What is it for 140 people? What is it for
Well, when you
Casey?
say what is it for, it's not for anything. Again, we're back to gaining and losing. The individual is looking for something to gain, something to add to itself, and the message is completely empty. So all it offers is nothing, which is a loss to the illusion of the individual. And there is an energy about sharing nothing. Of course, it's not shared, because it's the same nothing there. It can't be shared because there isn't any nothing to share. It's all nothing.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Hey, Arif.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, it looks nice and sunny over there.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
Kind of fresh though. I guess that Sam's been telling me that the weather's still kind of cool. It's 27
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Nice, perfect atmosphere and light for a guru anyway, which isn't
For
there.
a guru.
Guru who isn't there. Let's put it that way. Anyways, completely. Yeah, my question was related to the phenomenon of aphantasia that
Phenomenon of what?
aphantasia, which basically means the absence of internal dialogue or visual imagery that some people.
Oh, right. That's people have that as a thing. They
As a
can't
thing.
create images in their head.
They completely can't, and therefore they don't have internal dialogue.
Yeah.
But what seems to be clear on the other side of it is that the normal seems to be a sort of compulsive hyperfantasia, that people seem to be have images all the time. And when that drops, as you said, when the dream ends, when the me ends, is it just that compulsive sort of hyperfantasia is not there anymore?
Yeah.
And therefore things like mental time travel doesn't happen. That's also another thing, you know.
Oh, no. Well, no. I mean, if you're talking about memories or ideas of the future, that still happened.
No, what I'm saying is the memories and ideas can happen in response to something, but on its own, there is no anticipate. Mental time travel is supposed to be, you know, just launching into anticipatory scenarios in the absence of some,
right,
you know, stimulus. Is that?
Yeah. I think if I understand you, yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah. So it's actually, yeah. And now when I was actually thinking of that question, when I heard your response to the previous speaker, actually it is the compulsive hyperphantasia, or the hyperfantasy, which is the me.
No, it's an effect of me.
Ah, right. But without that, there is no me staying in there. Right?
Oh, well, obviously, people with this disorder you're talking about still have a me. It just doesn't express itself in images, but there's still a self-referential experiencer.
Right. It just has a different quality. It still is experiential.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's no longer involuntary. It just doesn't go on and on and on. And it's not because of the lack of habit.
Yeah.
Would that be fair to say that?
Yeah. Because of the lack of what?
Because there is no habit pulling it forward.
Oh, right. Well, it's not the habit. It's the It's the need.
Hmm.
It's
And
the need that comes out of the experience of separation.
There is no fulfillment, so there is this gap felt, and there's some. It's like getting sucked into a vacuum.
Yeah, yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Nice.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic. Thank you
Yeah,
very
great.
much, and
Thanks,
have a great time.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks. Bye. Hello, Marta.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, I knew it. It will be me right now because my mind just became like empty, totally. A few seconds before. But there is still question, because now it's empty when we are here and there is a resonation. No one is here. But then tomorrow I will open the YouTube and there is like, bombarding.
There isn't tomorrow.
Okay, there isn't tomorrow. Yeah. But I will speak from the persona right now, okay? Because
but I have nothing to say for the person. I can't help you. I can't tell you what this is.
Okay. But can you listen to me and maybe
all right.
Okay, all right. Because there is like repeating of it's nice to feel the potential of the persona. For example, like I think about something, like I dream about a new instrument, and in 2 days the instrument is coming to my life.
Yeah.
So what is it?
That's just what is. That's just nothing appearing as inspiration.
Okay, so that's not
we're not talking about what appears. We're talking about there's an illusory experience that there's an individual that has that to what appears happens. That's the only difference. That's all we're talking about. And that separate experience is one of something needing to happen. This being the experience that what is incomplete. But it has nothing to do about what appears. This isn't about changing what appears. It's just that it isn't actually appearing for anyone. And the experience that it is one of discontent and illusory.
But that keeps the Marta very strong, because there is this feeling.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I don't know that.
No.
Because there is this need to be better, be happier, do better, think better, attract better. And that's all the time game with that,
Yeah. So there is a normal way for this to be. Just a natural way for the body and to be, what you could call just the way it is. And there is no way to know what that is without the individual. So the individual imposes itself on that character. Some of the things it likes, some of the things it doesn't like. It's like a straitjacket trying to manipulate or control the character. But there's no way to know what that character is without an individual. So the individual will, it sounds like in your case, feels like it's taking ownership of the character of what is naturally. And the fear is, if there isn't anyone, that what's left isn't going to be what you want. But you can't know what's left. You can't know what is without the individual.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Hey, Maggie.
Hey, Jim, thank you so much. So, here, the experience of separation just keeps happening. It just keeps happening. So do you recommend just patience? I'm just kind of like, because I hate it.
No,
But it
but you don't want what we're talking about either.
I'm sure you're right. So I guess there's no real good question that I have. I just want to say thank you, but
No.
I guess it's just seeing what happens. Is that the whole
Well,
thing?
there isn't anything actually happening. The idea for the individual is that in the future, something is going to happen. Maybe if we're in a meeting like this, the idea that what might happen in the future happened to Jim,
Right.
but it didn't. It's this. This is nothing. It is what's longed for already. It can't come about.
Okay, and there's no one to experience it.
No.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Hi, Marianne.
Hello.
Hello.
Nobody have anything.
No.
It's no. So I haven't solved any problem in my apparent life.
No, you haven't done anything because there isn't a you. But problems do get solved, apparently, or not.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have two technical questions. First, sorry, I was late. I thought that the meeting was about to begin an hour at 6 o'clock Eastern time to Moscow. That's why I have this question. Is this recording going to come on YouTube?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't make decisions like that. There's an executive producer who does that.
Okay, so but it's possible, yeah. That
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
It's possible, but it takes time, yeah. It takes
Yeah,
time
a little bit. Yeah.
for it to be okay. And second technical question: Are you planning coming to Moscow ever? Maybe this, I don't know, this year or next year.
I don't have any plans to come to Moscow. I was there 10, 15 years ago.
So sorry, sorry to hear that.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, the question about contraction. So the contraction in the body, I can feel it. I know you have said that it's impossible, yeah, to feel this, to realize, to be conscious of this contraction. But I can feel what I feel, that this
Hey guys,
contraction.
you're back.
Oh, sorry. Somebody somehow is.
Yeah.
I've got it. All right, we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel it. Okay.
Yeah, this contraction, what is it like? How is it different from the contraction that fell apparently in Jim Newman? What is it?
Well, I think when people talk about contraction, you know, when there's still the separate experiencer, it seems that contraction is tension. It's just normal everyday tension. You know, I'm tense because I'm worried about this or whatever. The contraction, there was just no intimation of what it was. It just there was just no, it just didn't seem, well, here anyway, there was no intimation. There was no idea of what it was. It was in a way a surprise that was even there.
Yeah. So was it felt physically when anyway?
Yeah, it was. When it fell away, it was sort of obvious that it had been physical, that it was sort of an underlying experience of tension that sort of underlied everything. It sort of was everything. It sort of was in everything.
Yeah. I see. So, of course, it's still a comparison, but it is like without this tension, as if I can understand that it's not so, as if you are flying. So I can't find another word. It means I mean that you are lighter. Yeah, physically it feels lighter. Yeah, like somehow.
I don't know. It did when it apparently fell away, but I don't know that now. That's a memory. There isn't anything here to know that.
But you have sensations, but they are not, so they are not the same as the tension, yeah, that was before.
That's right. That's right. There's still sensation. I don't have them, of course. No one has sensations, but there are sensations.
It's so cruel to an individual, yeah. So to be there and not to be here, to be here and not to be here, to feel like here and really not to be.
There's no feeling of being here.
Yeah. I mean, to people who still feel like individuals.
Yeah.
I can see. So thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Susan.
Goodbye.
Hey there. I've forgotten how to say your name.
No worries. It's REA.
REA.
Yeah, I had the thought, or I seem to have the thought that it should be illegal for you to say this.
I know.
It's sort of like it's like you're breaking the fourth wall of reality.
I am. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not, but the message totally.
Yeah.
It's explosive.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't leave any room for anything.
No, it doesn't.
And which is very strange because there's so much apparently here.
Yeah.
There's no room for me, for example.
No, there's no room for you. Well, there isn't a you. It's an illusion.
So what is there then?
Nothing. This is all nothing.
But nothing to me means nothing.
Yeah, well, it is nothing to you.
It's nothing to me.
Yeah.
But okay, but nothing, the fact that there's an appearance to me says that there isn't nothing. There's an appearance.
Yeah, but the appearance is nothing.
But but nothing, but nothing isn't anything.
That's right. And so this isn't anything appearing as a thing. It's no thing appearing a thinging.
Well, why does it appear as something?
Yeah, there's no reason. It's already free. It doesn't need to become free with an explanation or understanding. It's already free. Unknowably free.
Well, what do you mean unknowably free?
It's not a freedom that is experienced, and not a dependent freedom.
To me, freedom is like a person being free.
Yeah. No, this is bigger than that. It's more inclusive than that.
More inclusive than that.
Everything fits in it.
This is freedom.
Yeah, absolute freedom.
But okay, to me, freedom is like be able to fly somewhere or go somewhere.
Yeah. No, it's a freedom that it's unconditional, that the appearance is completely unconditional. It has no conditions.
Okay, but then the feeling of restriction, the feeling in the body that there's
is freedom, because there are no conditions. It's an unconditional freedom.
But it doesn't feel free.
That's freedom. I'm serious.
It doesn't feel it is freedom.
Yeah, of course. That's all there is.
Okay, I feel like I sort of get it. Maybe that's an illusion, but I feel like I sort of get it.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, why not?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Gabor.
Hey again.
Hey again.
I was just thinking about the tension while Susan was speaking about it. I mean the tension what I can feel. And my question is that do you think that this tension is necessarily part of the person?
Well, so in the story of Jim, the tension that was out of which the individual came was not recognized until it fell away.
Yeah.
So I don't know what tension you're talking about, but
Mhm.
it is so that the individual comes out of that tension in the body, that contraction in the body.
Yeah, but now you are speaking about that tension which cannot be sensed actually.
That's right.
Yeah. And okay, that is, as I mean, you cannot discuss about the other tension, what I'm speaking about, the personal tension.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it, but it's just tension. It's just nothing appearing as tension.
Because I was just thinking that is it a stupid idea or stupid will to wish that at some point I will not have the tension what I can sense as a person. I can live
No, that seems logical. In the end, wanting a better experience is only related to being separate. If there isn't anyone having an experience, there's no drive for a better experience. There's just obviously freedom or nothing appearing as tension or whatever else. There's no drive. There might be a movement to release tension or to have a walk or whatever else, but there isn't that need that the individual has with the hope that it's going to lead to some sort of fulfillment.
So maybe this tension actually is the drive to have a better experience.
Oh, totally, absolutely. That the individual is like a ping pong ball or a pinball. You know, pinball machines. Are you old enough to remember pinball machines? They just bounce around.
Yeah.
Forth off of all these different things these balls do. That's the individual.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Gabor. Hi, Dahlia.
Hi again. Just a quick, as a description, would it be accurate to say that things, happen, seemingly happen, nothing appearing as anything. And then there is this here-ness and self-awareness seemingly appearing in the body, and then gives solidity and duality occurs.
Yeah.
So it's just another activity or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we just imagine the whole whatever. Distance.
No, there is all of that already. Distance and time.
As real. As solid. As solid. Because we feel solid.
That's exactly right.
Self-awareness feels there.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
So it's something that comes and veils or just I don't like the word obscures, but just filters what is and isn't with your terms.
Well, rather than what is being nothing, there is only what is as something.
Something. Yeah. Because I am, everything is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently. Wow, okay. Just to talk about the contraction, it's funny because from when I was very, very little, I used to wonder about life, and I get very tense and try to imagine my own absence and so forth. And as a matter of fact, I got my fibromyalgia, it's real stuckness, you know, in the body.
Yeah.
And since I came across your and Tony's whatever sharings, I mean, just, yeah, it's just.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because, yeah, I was holding on. I don't know, I was, of course, churching, but it was more of a holding on position and not try to get everything, you know, family and trying to get to understand life and what incredible contraction, incredible.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that there's no self-awareness, but just the good news.
Yeah, the loosening. There's been a loosening.
Oh, more than that. Yeah, it's complete. It's incredible. It doesn't make sense to the mind, but it just makes sense to the sense of the longing I had anyway. And it was really this. Okay, thank you so much for your.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Hey, Jason.
Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Hey. So I'm here listening to all this, and at some point you're talking about the character as the character, right? And there's the individual. And I got kind of a little confused, like in my own experience. What's the individual and what's the character? Because when I look at you and we interact, you know, there's a body, there's the Jim body, there's the Jim character, there's talking back and forth. And it seems like that is the individual. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do. Well, when there's an individual, as soon as there's a person, the experience is, although every body is a person.
Yeah.
But every body, the person is different to the character. The person is the sense of separation, the experience of being in the body and everything happening to me, the experience of the appearance having meaning and purpose, hope, and those things. The character is just a natural, that's an illusion, the person and the meaning and purpose and everything happening to me. The character is just the natural way that the body is. There's a natural sort of way that this body expresses itself and talks, and that isn't a person. That's just the way of the body without anyone.
Like the functioning of the body would be the character, kind of?
Yeah.
And then the individual is the ownership of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that kind of right-ish?
Kind of right-ish, yeah. Ownership, I sort of steer away from the word ownership because it feels like it's something that the individual does. And it isn't sort of an activity. I think it implies that the individual could not take ownership. And that's not how it is. The sense when the individual arises, the sense is it's not an activity, but everything is me. Everything is mine. It's not an activity. It's just the experience, my body, my feelings, my experience.
Right. Well, owning, that there's an owner even, right? So that owner is the individual.
I just find ownership a misleading term. But yeah, absolutely. The sense that it's mine. It's all me.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hi, Hank.
Oops. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
I have two little questions. You're using the word nothing.
Yeah.
Constantly, but you can replace them easily for wholeness or oneness or any other word. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I wanted to know that. And a little technical question. In the last Zoom meeting, you were talking to a Dutch guy named Albert, I think, about coming to the Netherlands this year, and you replied positively. And
I replied what?
You said yes, you were coming to the Netherlands.
Oh, no.
No. Oh.
No.
I misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear that. And you are not planning a future visit to the Netherlands
To the Netherlands, I don't know, but we'll probably be in Europe next year in March.
Okay, okay. That was it. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Hank.
Okay.
Hey, K-Lil?
Hello. No, it's Khalil, but yeah, you can
Okay,
call me.
hi. Hi.
Hey. So my question would be, why does the me feels like all of this belongs to it, or like why does it constantly wants to know or understand stuff?
Oh, those are two different things. And I can't tell. So the first bit of why it feels like it's all me, that's just the way it is. When it arises, it arises everywhere. The sense is that I am the center of the universe and everything is happening to me. Everything is my experience. It's just how it is. And that, why does it feel like it needs to know? It's a funny thing that knowing for the individual feels like an answer. But what it doesn't recognize is that knowing engenders or creates the need to know. There's no end to the need to know. You can boil it down to knowing I am is the need to know I am. It just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of out of habit because
it's
the
not.
Me has learned to do all of this stuff through knowing,
It's not.
maybe.
It's not. No. No, it comes out of a sense that something is needed, that there's somehow with separation, with the experience of I am and separation comes a sense that the appearance is incomplete and something is needed. And it feels like that what's needed for the individual has to do with knowing or experience, adding something to itself. And so that's the treadmill of separation, is adding something to itself through experience or knowing, whether that's a better experience or some sort of knowledge or something. It feels like that's the solution. It doesn't have anything else to go with. That's why this message is completely useless to it, because it doesn't offer anything to know or experience.
So anyway, this is this before knowing, but as soon as you try to know it.
No, it's not before knowing. Everything is included. Knowing hides that it's complete, but the knowing is completeness, hiding the reality that everything is complete. It's not about getting before it. Everything is included. It's already nothing.
So there's only this,
which is nothing.
Regardless of how this appears, it's
which is
always
nothing.
this.
That's right. Which is nothing. There's only this, which is nothing. That's all there is. Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Hi, Alice. Can't hear you. Nothing.
Now?
There you. Yep.
Okay, it's just an off the wall question.
Okay.
I heard that your March and January sessions were absolutely awesome, as most of your sessions are, but I heard these were more awesome. And I've been waiting for them to appear on YouTube, but I'm thinking maybe you don't have any control about when they appear. Somebody does it for you?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Alice. Thanks, everyone. Oh, there's hands up. All right. All right. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
It's just a short question.
Okay.
Fulfillment is just what's apparently happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Anita. Hi, Gabor.
Yeah, hi. Is it also just a short one? It is just a short one. That is it like if I know it, I have it.
That's the experience.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Thanks.
the illusion.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming. Oh, let me end by saying a couple of things, just so that we're clear. There has been no instruction in this meeting of what to do or not to do, because what's longed for isn't dependent on what appears to happen. It is already everything that seems to be happening. It's everything is nothing. So there isn't anything that will or could be done or happen to bring about what is already. So there's been no suggestion of anything to do or not to do. Not that there's anyone there to make a choice. Thanks, everybody.